Hi, welcome back to Hawaii Turo. I don't know how you found me, but I'm glad you did. If you're wondering what is Turo, Turo is an app and a website where you can rent your cars out to strangers. I know it's crazy, but you can do that. You can make all kinds of money. This channel, I made this channel to help you do that. I go over my tips, my tricks, and my stats that will help you maximize the money and understand all the rules and the ever-changing regulations. So if you are a new host and if you are just a host who needs some help, I offer one-on-one coaching. If you just want to bounce some questions off of me, I will say look in the description below and check out my Patreon. It will help you. But yeah, let's get into this video. I'm very excited. So this video, as you know, this is the third way to buy cars. Cash. So if you are wondering, should you go the cash route? If you're just wondering the advantages and disadvantages, if you should do it, at the end of this video, I hope that you understand. But before I start, I'm wondering, if you have bought any cash cars, how long did it take you to get your money back? So let me know in the comments below, because I know people are dying to know if buying cash cars is the best way to go to start and have a successful business. But yeah, let's get into this video. The first disadvantage is how fast or how slow you can scale your Turo business. So it all depends on how much money you have, and only you know that. If you have a lot of money, you could scale fast. You full time. You can have a fleet. You can have a whole amount of people. I mean, you can just basically have a six-figure business quickly. But like most people, more than likely, you don't have a lot of money. You don't have a lot of money for a lot of cars. So basically, you're going to scale slowly. You're going to get a car, then all the money you make off that car, you're going to put to another car, and you're going to do that cycle over and over again. And over the course of a few years, you're definitely going to add up, and maybe you will get to that level, but it would just take you longer, right? So that's different from, doing the loans. If you like that, if you don't, that's just something different. But the next thing with the cars that you're going to get, more than likely you're going to get shooter cars. And shooter cars are basically old, reliable cars that are less than $5,000 and are about high mileage. So you know what high mileage means. Maintenance cost. Your maintenance cost is going to be pretty high. I don't know what it's going to be. It just depends on how many cars you got, what kind of cars you got. I mean, people, only or maybe you could look it up. What is the best brand? Which brands don't break down the most? Maybe it's Toyota. Maybe it's a Honda. I mean, it's a Chevy. I don't know what is the best brand that doesn't break down. I don't know. I honestly, I really don't know. Maybe you know more than me about the actual cars. Maybe you have a favorite car that you've had forever. Point is, maintenance, that is something that you are going to have to worry about. Maintenance. Just understand the word maintenance. As I go over my videos, my monthly videos, I go over my maintenance costs, and you see how much money I just spend on maintenance. It's cost doing business, but that's something you got to know when you're doing the cash and getting these cheap cars. But another thing about the maintenance, the other thing, if you are doing these cash cars and you have a large sum of money and you're buying all newer cars, you're going to have a maintenance cost too. Not as high though, because you're on warranty, but you're still going to have some maintenance about, brakes. That's something, a big thing. Doesn't matter warranty or not, you got to do a brakes. So the last disadvantage is basically, you're tying up, when you're buying up all these cars, you are tying up a large sum of money. And that's pretty big. You're tying up a large sum of money into these cars. And you don't know how long it's going to take you to get this money back. Because more than likely, the majority of people, like me, and probably you don't have access to auctions. So basically, you're going into these dealerships and you're buying these cars, maybe at full price, maybe you're not. I know that I try to negotiate, but I'm not a good negotiator. So more than likely, I am getting them at full price. That's why I show all my numbers, so you see exactly how much I'm paying for these cars. Probably not the best deals. I know it's not, but it is what it is. It's going to take you longer to get your money back. So it was like your money's tied up. But what if something happens to the car and a car breaks down and you got to pay to fix it? What if a car gets totaled? Hopefully that never happens. But what if a car gets totaled and you get way less than what you paid for? That right there, that is a loss. That is another disadvantage of buying cash. Like, you instantly will lose money if the car gets totaled. You know, that sucks, but that's the way it is. You know, if you can find a way to get cars at the lowest possible, okay, then maybe this is not you, right? This last one's not you, but for the majority of people, this is that. But that's disadvantages. Let's get into the advantages. So the first advantage is the same thing. Disadvantage is about scaling. One of the advantages is scaling, because when you have a large sum of money, you can buy up cars. You don't have to worry about banks approving or disapproving you. As long as you got the money, you can scale as fast as you want. You can build a 6-figure business quickly, and that's one of the things. One of the things with the money is a good thing. You got the money, boom, you get the cars. Simple as that. Yeah, and then the second thing is you don't have to worry about car loans. Because with me, you know, with all my 12 car loans, $5,000 come off the top regardless of what I'm making a month. I know that's kind of a lot. Imagine if you could keep all of that money, or most of that money after taxes, of course, most of that money. That would be great, right? That is a game changer. I'm hoping in the next few years, everything's cash. I don't have that, but I'm just letting you know that's what happens if you go the cash route. You won't have that many car loans. And then also the next thing, which might be the big thing, it's not necessarily with Turo, is your DTI and buying houses. And with this, so your DTI, your debit to income ratio, I talked about that in my other videos. Your DTI is probably going to be low because you're not going to have that much debt because you're buying all cash. So that then if you want to buy a house with, you know, they'll you know, the banks, whatever, they'll check how much money you're making, and you want to use your credit to get a big old loan, more likely they will approve you and you can do that. It'd be really hard to do that with the other ones, right? The auto loan with a lease. So that's a pretty big thing, you know? So basically, cash is king, right? You have the cash, boom, definitely go the cash route. The cash route will probably be the best way to do it. But if you don't have the cash, then you got to figure out what is the best way that will help you out, that will help grow whatever business you're trying to do. Full-time, part-time, whatever you want. So I'm hoping, you know, if you got to this point, you understand what it means to buy a cash car, right? I'm hoping. And if you do, I would say hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. You know, I upload every single Thursday. Or, you know, I upload every single week. But yeah, you know, next week's gonna be insane. I'm gonna break down my May stats. I've had the best month ever. And if you was on my Patreon, you would know, you get a little sneak peek over that. But if you want, you don't have to get on Patreon. You can just wait until next week. But yeah, I'm hoping you're making all the money, the most money you can make. But yeah, wait for next week. I'll see you.